All right. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for being here at another Near Foundation Town Hall. We have a really great agenda today, as usual, but they keep becoming more and more packed as these go on. I'm Marcus from the Near Foundation community team. We're honored to have some great people on today's town hall. We'll kick things off with an introduction from Illia himself. We have a regulatory update from Chris Donovan, general counsel at Near Foundation. We have OKR review from David Weinstein, Chief of Staff. We have a Horizon update from Laura, GM at Horizon Team. And then we also have a section on how NEAR's bringing developers and businesses in by Illia and Alex Kioki. We also have a BD success and partnership spotlight as well, again this time, presented by Devin as well as Dylan from the BD team. And then we have an events overview, some alpha on NEARCON and some other exciting events NEAR APAC by Olga, Kiana, and Riley. So really exciting kind of agenda today. I hope we have enough time for it all. And I just want to also let you all know that we're working to make the town halls a community-driven event. There should soon be a town hall hub up on BOS where community can actively have conversations around the content and also kind of vote on what they want to see. So this will be communicated as it rolls out, and I hope you all get involved. So without further ado, I'll go ahead and kick it over to Illia for an introduction, and we'll get started.
Thanks, Marcus. I mean, you pretty much did the introduction, so there's not much left. I think, yeah, I want to welcome everyone. It's kind of great to have a ton of people joining both directly and through video. We have kind of lots of good content, and I think it's exciting to have more and more people being involved in these town halls. Kind of high level, we kind of continue seeing the ecosystem growing and more participants getting involved in different ways, and I think that's really what we're trying to build here. I'll be giving more updates around kind of how we bring developers as well as kind of some of the things I've been involved with in the past few weeks and a bit later. But yeah, we can kick it off to Chris.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Illia, and hello, everybody. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Chris Donovan. I'm the General Counsel here at the NEAR Foundation, and I just wanted to spend a few quick minutes just sharing some thoughts about the recent regulatory developments in the US that I'm sure many of you are probably already aware of, but some quick context for those of you who might not be. Last week, the SEC, the Securities and Exchange Commission, US financial regulator, it filed an enforcement action against Coinbase, alleging that Coinbase is operating an unregistered securities exchange. And as part of that complaint, the SEC also alleged that a whole bunch of different digital assets that are available on Coinbase's platform, including the NEAR token, are being sold as investment contracts and so as securities under US law. Now, a lot of you might have seen that we released a public statement last week, actually, covering off our views about those developments and confirming that, we disagree with the inclusion of the NEAR token in the complaint, and that in any case, more generally, we're not unduly concerned by the development. But nonetheless, I thought it would be helpful just to spend a little bit of time here running you all through some of our more detailed thinking on the issues, and also just to expand on that public statement a little bit more as well. So first, really important thing to emphasize is that the complaint isn't against the NEAR Foundation or any other member of the NEAR ecosystem, and nor does it allege that anyone in the NEAR ecosystem has done anything unlawful, which is, obviously very important. And the foundation has always taken its legal obligations extremely seriously, and we firmly believe that we have been and we will continue to be compliant with all applicable laws. And of course, like I mentioned at the top, we also disagree with the inclusion of the NEAR token in the complaint. But notwithstanding that, in any case, it's important to recognize that the complaint doesn't specifically target the NEAR ecosystem, right? There are many other tokens, other ecosystems that are included in the Coinbase complaint, so 12 others, in fact. And actually, over the last 6 to 12 months, the SEC has actually designated over 55 tokens as securities, right? So in our view, the complaint is very much a reflection of how the SEC is thinking about approaching our industry as a whole, right? And Chair Gensler at the SEC, he's routinely stated that he thinks all digital assets are securities, and that actually is a view that's considered untenable by many lawyers, many policymakers, and other commentators, particularly when there is currently no viable route to registration or compliance for projects in the US, right? So one other important detail as well, just before I move on to the next slide, is that, the SEC asserts that actually it only needs to convince the court that just one of the assets that it included in the complaint is a security to successfully establish a violation of securities laws by Coinbase, right? Which means that the SEC is very much incentivized to cast a wide net. And actually the way that the SEC is making these allegations, so against an exchange, Coinbase and Binance and others, and not actually directly against the ecosystem participants, it makes it hard for any ecosystem participant to actually intervene and challenge the allegations. So in effect, the SEC can make these allegations without fear of material challenge. So without a doubt, there is a lot of regulatory uncertainty in the US right now. That's for sure. And it's very unfortunate. It's harming the industry, particularly in the US. And in my view, it's very much unnecessary as well. And the complaint in many ways is a reflection of that challenging environment. But I think it's also really important not to forget that, the technology that's underpinning our ecosystem, it's global, it's permissionless, it's decentralized, right? And the world is a lot bigger than just the United States. And actually the US is becoming increasingly an outlier globally in terms of its hostile approach to our industry, right? There are many other jurisdictions globally that are making, lots of meaningful steps to engage with our industry in a good faith way and implement reasonable, proportionate legal frameworks that will actually support the growth and development of our industry. And so, Switzerland is a great example of that, right? Which is where the foundation is based. Switzerland has had a really clear, simple, effective regulatory framework for digital assets for several years. And as a result, there's a fantastic, vibrant Web3 community here. And it's important to recognize as well that actually under Swiss law, under that framework, the NEAR token's been deemed to be a payment token and not a security. Now, we've always believed that reasonable, proportionate regulation is essential, right, for the global growth and adoption of Web3 technology. And that was a big part actually of the policy principles piece that we published a few months ago. I'd encourage everyone to give that a read, because it sets out what drives the foundation in the policy and advocacy work that we do, but also how we think more broadly about the global regulatory environment. There's a lot of important geopolitical shifts kind of happening at the moment as different jurisdictions compete to embrace our industry. And we also actually have some exciting policy announcements coming up in the next few weeks as well. So very much watch this space. And in the meantime, really the message is that the foundation's very confident that we're well prepared. We're fortunate to have a fantastic team and stellar external advisors to make sure that we can successfully navigate and help ensure that the ecosystem can successfully navigate whatever complexities, whatever challenges the ecosystem might face, regardless of where those challenges might arise, whether it's in the US or elsewhere, right? So we will continue to help keep the ecosystem safe and secure. And in the meantime, it's business as usual, and we should all try and focus on what's important and do our best to not let ourselves get distracted. And I think that's a great segue actually into a quick reminder of the foundation's core mission. So next slide, please. So here it is as a reminder for everybody. The foundation's core mission is to support the ongoing growth and development of an autonomous and decentralized NEAR ecosystem. And we have a bunch of convictions that help us do that. So quickly walking through these, and many of you will have seen them before, but just very quickly. So first of all, developers and users, they're at the heart of everything that we do. It needs to be easy for developers to enter the ecosystem, begin using tools and technology to build exciting things and great experiences. And there also needs to be rich, engaging user experiences with seamless onboarding, so people can come in and start playing around and enjoying the ecosystem as easily as possible. And Fast Auth, that was recently released, is a really fantastic example of that. We also firmly believe in the true open web, where we can easily transfer profiles, data, assets, basically entire digital lives between different applications, ecosystems, and chains. And we would very much like to see an end to the fragmentation and tribalism that we sometimes see out in the industry, because ultimately we think that's harmful to us all. And lastly, but probably the most importantly, the fact that NEAR is the BOS, the blockchain operating system, that amazing, stack of decentralized components. And actually the NEAR ecosystem is the only place that has the necessary technology to support a true blockchain operating system, with immediate finality and scaling without sacrificing security and all of that fantastic stuff. Now, last thing from me before I hand over to DW for the OKRs, just a quick reminder also on how we're thinking strategically about actually reaching as many users as possible and getting them into the ecosystem. And as you can see from this diagram, it's a combination of a bottoms up and a top down approach. So the bottom up approach starts with the community, with all of you here on this call and all of the amazing grassroots efforts that are happening, out in the ecosystem with the NDC, with the grassroots DAOs and many other fantastic things that many of you on the call are already a part of, which is great. And of course, on top of that, as we can also see, and it's still early stages, and we're going to hear a little bit more about it later today, I think we also have NEAR Horizon, which is effectively an accelerator for projects and for founders and entrepreneurs that are coming into the ecosystem. It helps to make sure that they have the tools and the services and the support that they need, not only to successfully set up businesses, but also scale them as well. And then from a top-down perspective, this is all about partnerships. We're going to be hearing a lot more about that from the foundation BD team in a little while. And it's about bringing more users and more use cases into the ecosystem. And there's a lot of exciting stuff to come. So, and of course, where these two strategies meet, right in the middle there, of course, is NEAR, the blockchain operating system. And that's what powers everything that we're doing and underpins all of the hard work that we're doing. So on that note, I'm going to hand over to David Weinstein to walk us through the latest OKRs.
Amazing. Thank you, Chris. All right, going through this relatively quickly. The biggest change now versus what we shared 2 weeks ago is that a lot of our metrics are starting to improve. It's only been a couple of weeks, but we are starting to see an uptick, most notably in our North Star metric around monthly active accounts. Our goal for Q2, which is finishing up this month, is 1.2 million monthly active accounts, and we just are close to 1.1 million active accounts as of this morning. And then a couple other things to call out. NEAR is the blockchain operating system is the first major theme. We now are seeing on NEAR Social around 16,000, or on pace for 16,000 or so accounts. And Twitter followers on pace for 2 million, and the rest is holding strong. So NEAR.org migration obviously happened, and our share of voice metric is a little less than 15% now, but it's been holding relatively strong for the past several weeks now. In terms of NEAR is thriving decentralized ecosystem. We said at the DAOs, NDC V1 governance is coming along nicely. We're not there yet, but on pace. The most exciting thing there is one of the goals that they had was to get 1,000 humans on as part of the NDC. And I think as of now, they are just at 900. So 90% of the way there, with a few weeks to go, which is amazing to see. NPS from the community, we'll do a survey by the end of this quarter to see how that tracks. And then NEAR Horizon, which we will hear about soon, has over 100 projects now with profiles as part of Horizon. So more to come there later this update. And then unfortunately, the one red mark here is external capital being raised by projects in the ecosystem. Still no fundraisers for NEAR native projects. Fundraising has been a bit dry across the industry these days. And then NEAR is where Web 2 goes to become Web 3. 850,000 MAAs from NEAR partners, like BD partners that we brought on and are working closely with. And then in terms of deals that have closed, 5+ tier 1 and tier 0 deals have been announced or about to be announced, and 15 or so tier 2 deals. And it's going through this quickly. So I mentioned this, we've seen now 4 weeks in a row of increasing engagement within the ecosystem, and we have surpassed the 1 million mark again. Talk briefly about this. On the left, it's showing NEAR social accounts. So close to 15,000 as of now. The past couple of weeks have been quite strong. So we had the massive bump a few weeks ago that we talked about last time, but it's amazing to see that in each of the past couple of weeks, we've had close to 1,000 new accounts joining NEAR social. Twitter followers has been growing a bit after a relatively slow April due to the way we were changing some of our campaigns and brand messaging. May is coming in strong again, and we've surpassed the 1.8 million mark. And then share of voice, mentioned it, past 5 weeks or so has been above 10%, which is incredible to see the NEAR brand and NEAR messaging resonating across Twitter. Fundraising, talks about that. The humans on NEAR, yeah, so just at about 900 or so humans on NEAR. So amazing job to the NDC team and all of the community members that are a part of that. And then on the right, we're showing NEAR social developers, which has been growing over time. And then a handful of announcements in the past 2 weeks. I'm not going to go into too much detail here. I know Illia is going to talk about a few of them that are super exciting. And then the BD team is also going to share a bit. But before that, we'll hand over to Laura talking about Horizon.
Great. Thank you, David. Hey, everyone. So I am here to provide some updates about Horizon and where we are. So as you will remember, Horizon is a startup support platform that connects Web3 founders and contributors and backers for growth and success. And if we go to the next slide, our North Star goal for the year is to support 100 projects in releasing to mainnet with 100 or more monthly active accounts. I also want to note that with the sunset of Awesome NEAR, we are now directing all projects to create a profile on Horizon, so it can be that complete repo of all the ecosystem projects. So even if you are not looking directly for support, please do still create a profile on Horizon is the big CTA here. If we go to the next slide, so where are we against that goal, right? So we launched Horizon on April 26th. And as of June 9th, we have 819 transactions. We have onboarded 129 projects. We have 19 contributors, and we have had 7 contribution requests that have been made. We have also been the #1 staging BOS component and #3 in production. So I think we're really excited about the traction that we have gotten so far, but of course are just sort of at the beginning. If you go to the next slide, we've also been forging partnerships with accelerator programs, ecosystem partners, and education partners, all with the goal of attracting and supporting new and current teams. So if you go to the next slide, basically in Q1 and 2 of this year, we have gone from 0 to 1, right? We were an idea in January. We are now a product and a team, and are really focused on finding and supporting our fabulous founders. And so now we're cranking for traction. So from a product perspective, if you go to the next slide, in June and July, we are focused on really improving the founder journey. We're laser focused on founders. We will do this by redesigning the homepage, which actually is live as of yesterday, and I'm going to show you a quick demo of. We are also optimizing the onboarding flow. We're improving searching and filtering. We've created an admin dashboard so we can actually monitor platform activity better. We are bringing also our partner program applications directly into the platform, so you can apply now through the platform. And we have also been making some minor improvements to mobile responsiveness. In July, we're going to be updating our landing page to make it more focused and clear, productizing our credit application process. So today, this is happening off platform. And then we're also going to be releasing new feature to allow founders to actually ask questions to the community and receive responses. So having a little bit more sort of social action that's happening within the platform, and then also fully optimizing for mobile. I want to just take a minute to say thank you so much for all of the feedback and engagement from the community in Horizon so far. We have a crew of super users who have been giving us weekly feedback. We've been hearing from you all via email, via Telegram, please keep it coming. That's what's going to make this product better and actually, be able to meet the needs of everyone. So I wanted to quickly show you some updates. So if I'm able to share my screen, David, I'm not sure. Amazing. Thank you all. Cool. Can you see? Amazing. Cool. So very quickly show you some updates that have been already released in June. So for those of you who are familiar with Horizon, you will notice a pretty big overhaul of the homepage. So we've made the calls to action a lot clearer, and have also made it possible to see projects and requests and contributors and backer information without needing to kind of click around and use so much time. So that is a big update. We have also made it easier to search and filter for projects. So we've gotten some feedback that it hasn't been incredibly easy to be able to look through this project list and make sense of it. So new filters across the board. And then it is also now possible to apply for our partner programs directly within the app. So you'll see here that we have Encode Club, Outlier Ventures, and Major League Hacking, which is the first set of our partners that you can apply directly to from within the platform. And then finally, we also have a new FAQ that is addressing some of the questions that have come up during onboarding. So should be able to sort of help you all out a little bit more in getting on board. So that is my quick demo. We can go back to the slide deck and I will stop sharing. And so wanted to also give you a sense of our partnership roadmap. So we have a very busy Q3 and Q4 ahead of us. So the plan is to launch our hackathon and fellowship programs with Major League Hacking and Encode Club in June into July, and then launch our accelerator program with Outlier in July. In August and September, we're going to be kicking off our Ready to Raise Bootcamp. So this is something, it's a program that it's really designed for early stage projects who are actively raising in the Horizon community. We've been hearing a lot from all of you and folks who aren't on the call that they need some support in getting ready to actually pitch and raise. And then we are also going to be kicking off our mentorship program where we are going to pair Horizon founders with our expert network. In October and November, we're going to be hosting demo days for the culmination of Outlier and the Major League Hacking programs. And then in early December, we're going to be launching an industry-specific incubator, much more to come on that, more design and R&D needed. And then in late December, early January, the plan is to also launch our talent network, which is essentially a database of vetted talent who are ready to contribute to Horizon projects. So much more to come on all of those things. So if you go to the next slide, for the founders out there, join Horizon today so you can validate your idea, find help, connect with other builders, connect with capital. If you go to the next slide, for service providers on the call, join so you can get access to the Horizon ecosystem. You can get scaled reach and basically BD. And you can also build long-term relationships with like new startups that will hopefully convert into high quality, and high value clients as they grow. And for the next slide, if you're an accelerator program, an ecosystem team who wants to make their product or service available, or an education program, the big call to action here is join Horizon as contributors so you can start to engage with projects. And then finally, on the next slide, we wanted to just give you a sense of our upcoming on the ground activities. So we're going to be at Collision, we're going to be at ETHCC, NEAR APAC, NEARCON, of course. And then we're also partnering with Outlier for a demo day, in sort of October. So please keep your eyes peeled for the invitations for these pitch and networking events. So a lot is in store for you when you join Horizon. If you go to the next slide, our sort of summary call to actions are: founders, please set up your project profile, and also join us every Friday at 9 a.m. excuse me, Eastern and 3 p.m. Central European time for office hours, where we're going to help founders maximize the benefits of our platform and also gather feedback. And then for all of our potential contributors out there, please join as a contributor and start to engage with projects. And you can also email us at horizon at NEAR.foundation if you want to be a certified provider or if you just need help in getting set up. So that's our update. Thanks so much for all of your partnership so far, and keep the feedback coming. We love it. Thanks.
Awesome. Illia, over to you. If you're there. I think you're, Illia, are you there?
Yeah, my internet decided to become unstable at the right moment.
Amazing. Cool.
All right, cool. If we go to the next slide. Yeah, so kind of to update everyone, right, how the go-to-market is going, right? And so kind of in this aspect of NEAR is the boss, right? Meaning NEAR is the blockchain operating system, right? There's actually a number of kind of ecosystem participants that are continuously pushing NEAR kind of adoption across different aspects, right? In very decentralized manner, with like very, you know, kind of each one focused on different aspects of this go-to-market. And so kind of to highlight some of them, we have DevHub, which is really focused on bottom-up developer ecosystem, right? So this is everything from hackathons to bounties to really engaging with developers kind of through community groups to governance. And so this is on itself a DAO, which kind of has like a number of initiatives and people can participate and suggest new initiatives there. So if you're not familiar, go to near.org and search for DevHub. And so it runs out of kind of a set of components on blockchain operating system. Now, there's another kind of dimension, which is really bringing existing Web3 partners and really onboarding them kind of into blockchain operating system, be that through existing components, through discovery, or through using some of the other tooling in the ecosystem, right? And so Proximity has been taking a lead here. They're really working with tier 1 projects kind of across Web3 ecosystem and kind of building this developer mindshare in Web3. And kind of the goal there is that we want blockchain operating system to be top of mind for any developer building in Web3 because it provides all of the kind of benefits we talk about, right? Everything from, you know, ease of building, re-engagement, you know, ease of onboarding, as well as anti-fragility for their applications. Then we have NEAR Foundation business development team focusing on working with top enterprises as well as startups. It's also worth mentioning kind of a number of regional hubs that are also involved in this kind of in parallel, like NEAR Korea and NEAR Balkans and a few others. And also to mention, we have NEAR Tasks, which kind of been structuring as one of the first businesses built on top of blockchain operating system, bringing both consumer and businesses kind of and starting an AI vertical, right? So I kind of tweeted about it earlier today. They've just opened up kind of the preview you can try. And so this is kind of based on some of the origins of NEAR, when NEAR was an AI company building crowdsourcing system, using blockchain as a facilitator of the kind of this marketplace of tasks and gigs, and really delivering business kind of the business value as well as you know, having these gigs and work for the consumers. So these are all like very different aspects of go-to-market. And again, like there's lots of different participants doing work, and this is only a few highlighted. So if we go to the next slide, just kind of give like quick update on my side. I spent the last 2 weeks in Korea. This was East Seoul Hackathon as well as Middle Asia Conference. We kind of partnered up with NEAR Korea team who established a lot of connections with top enterprises. I also have met with governor of Gyeonggi province, which is the biggest province in Korea. And so really been establishing kind of partnerships there, as well as kind of educating about blockchain operating system and getting more builders involved in this. This week I am in Vietnam for Build Vietnam, as well as working with NEAR Vietnam and their community as well. So really excited here. Yeah, so if we go to the next slide. So this is kind of, we had in parallel East Seoul as well as East Prague going on, where in both of them we were kind of showcasing blockchain operating system and really introducing kind of this concept to broader developer base. We had a good pickup on both of them. I think NEAR had kind of majority, like if I don't have a majority, but like a very large presence of projects at East Seoul and East Prague. There's a number of projects, including really cool and cute lens component was built there. So check it out. Next. So on kind of the Web3 side, kind of there was an announcement between partnership of Galaxy and Space ID, leveraging discovery, so the front-end blockchain, kind of front-end component of blockchain operating system to really create this kind of better experience for kind of Galaxy Quest holders, as well as have this anti-fragility of the UI that BOS delivers. Next. There was MOU signed with NEAR Assets. So NEAR Assets is the biggest Asian kind of asset manager. They're really interested in real world assets and their tokenization and kind of really opening up markets around that. And I think that this is one of the future directions for blockchain in general, to kind of create real economies and open up. This is a composability we know we have in blockchain to real world. And so this is extremely important direction, and kind of there's like multiple participants in the ecosystem investing in this. One to highlight is Aurora, which are launching their Aurora Cloud instances for tokenization with few partners. Next. So the other side is Marble X. So this is Netmarble, which is top 3 game developer in Korea, top 10 worldwide. Kind of their blockchain initiative called Marble X, really bringing top gaming IPs that they have, kind of introducing blockchain to them, as well as connecting to Web3 economy. And so they partner up as well. They're going to be working with Aurora as well to bring some of their assets, as well as over time some of the gaming IPs. Next. I think Alex, you kind of take over from here.
Yeah, thanks, Illia. So hey, folks, just following up on the awesome news that Illia's mentioned on the business side, and continue to give more visibility into Pagoda's long-term roadmap for the next 6 months. So as per the last town hall, we wanted to share focal points and a few of the initiatives that are happening. So we have 5 key focal points in the roadmap. Gateway technology, which is of course related to the decentralized front ends and the component system, the developer experience, and continuing to improve that across the BOS stack. Emerging technology, so these are new kind of bets that we are able to kind of push these new use cases on. Services DevOps, so there are many services that Pagoda provides, whether it's RPCs or relayers, and what progress is happening there. And then, of course, we are starting to work with some of these enterprises, as Illia mentioned, and we will have that as a continued focal point as well. Next slide. So you can see here, it's kind of small. We will be posting this on near.org as well. But in Gateway, there is quite a bit of work that we are starting to focus on, and really making sure that this decentralized composable front-end layer, as Illia mentioned, is very usable for users and developers. I think like a few highlights to look through is one, this is a view to the next 6 months. And some of these things are sequenced earlier than others. Highlights are we are still actively working on the web engine, meta transactions, notifications. We're continuing to invest into tooling for trust and safety, which will all be available for anybody to use on their gateways as well. Are looking at more refinement to the developer sandbox and partnering with folks in the community on that. And there's going to be continued emphasis on growth mechanisms for this site, partnering with both marketing as well as the community as well. Next slide. And then if we combine kind of dev experience and emerging technology, of course, there are some developer experiences related to gateways, so this isn't completely mutually exclusive, but specifically we're looking in developer experience to continue to improve the Core API, help developers find groups to speak with each other, improve our multi-region hosting, and have more visibility there. On emerging tech, again, the FastAuth SDK is in progress, and we're hoping to have something available. I know it's something that's been asked quite frequently by August. The ability to white label FastAuth, more account management, as well as I think one thing not mentioned here is also multi-chain development is underway by the end of the year. Next slide. And finally, on the services side, we are really trying to reduce the costs of running nodes and RPCs. This is very expensive, and we want to really make sure that we're running as efficiently as possible, and for those benefits to be available to community as well. There is like continuous work that needs to be done on incident management. Important to make a call out here that we're are always aware of this. And on enterprises, there will be some full vertical solutions that we will be able to share in the next few months that will be hitting the market. And there will be availability of understanding for the community as well, for folks who are interested in working in some of those verticals. We can't disclose what those are right now because of just contractual terms with the enterprises, but in the next few months, we'll be able to share those solutions. Next slide. And that's it. Thanks, folks.
Cool. Thanks, Alex. Hi, everyone. It's Devin from the business development team here at NEAR Foundation. It's my pleasure to once again introduce a few remarkable partners that our BD team has recently invested in. With their innovative solutions and shared vision, they're set to contribute significantly to the growth and development of this ecosystem. Before we extend a warm welcome to Round, let's hear from Dylan about how we introduce the BOS to our BD partners. Thanks, Dylan.
Awesome. Thank you, Devin. So hi, everyone. If I haven't got the chance to meet you yet, I am Dylan, and I'm with the success team here at NEAR Foundation. So real quickly, the success team, blockchain success team, sits within the business development team. So as Devin mentioned, soon we'll hear from partners that the BD team was excited about bringing into the ecosystem, and they worked on getting that internal buy-in, getting the contract signed, and as those teams start to pivot towards press releases and marketing, and how do we actually integrate with the NEAR protocol, that is where the blockchain success team comes into play. So we're kind of the belly button to the organization for our BD partners, handling that post-sales relationship. And that could look anything like, what does marketing support look like? Or how can I get amplified in front of more backers, that work within the NEAR ecosystem? And importantly is, what is meta transactions? What are relayers? What does this SDK, how does that work and how do I implement it? And recently it's been, all right, what's FastAuth? What is KeyPalm? How does a decentralized front end apply to me and my business use case? So on the success team, we've taken it, upon ourselves to make sure that our existing BD partners are well educated about this. So, you heard about a lot that's going on within the ecosystem in terms of educating people about BOS. Now we're kind of zooming in to specifically what we're doing with our business development partners. So over the last month or so, we've had a handful of one-on-one sessions with our key NFBD accounts that's led by Vic. We've also led multiple internal cross-functional workshops with our marketing team, with Pagoda, with the Korea Hub, and as well as our BD team to make sure that everyone is selling this technology in the same way and in a standard way. We've done hands-on demo workshops where we've seen, our BD team members actually building components on the BOS and seeing what it's like to build a brand new, NFT marketplace in minutes, right? Using some of our existing partners' components and gateways that they've built. We've also had external partner workshops. So we held 2 sessions recently in May that we had about 90 plus attendees. And a lot of our key accounts and backers, as well as our development shops, were included in that to discuss. That was Alton leading a discussion on what are these new technologies and how can you implement it into your business model. We've also led a handful of in-person workshops. So Bloxbit, as well as ETH Belgrade, which was with Vic and the NEAR Balkans Hub. And additionally, we identified a few key accounts for different vertical specific proofs of concept that was kind of alluded to earlier by Alex. And then lastly, we've created some one-pagers on FastAuth, KeyPalm, and decentralized front ends and gateways for internal use to make sure that our team is completely enabled to be able to sell this to partners and really help them take advantage of the new technology that Pagoda has been releasing lately. So that's all from me. I'll hand it off to Alton and the Round team.
Hi, everyone. So I'm thrilled to introduce you guys to Round. They're a Y Combinator-backed startup that is actually redefining user onboarding in Web 2 and Web 3 through advanced contextual authentication. They've served a couple of interesting clients dropped in our ecosystem, as well as the Tribeca Film Festival and the US Department of Defense. They have actually recently integrated with Web3 sign-in with us, enhancing user interaction with blockchain technologies. Please join me in welcoming Matt from Round.
Thanks, Alton. Hey, everyone. Great to be with you here today. If we can move on to the next slide. I just want to quickly give you an overview of what Round is. I know we talked about it just for a second, and then we'll quickly move into what we're doing here in the NEAR ecosystem. But Round is essentially frictionless authentication to end the static sign-in page, being able to just authenticate you in the context that you're already in, get users in quickly. As we move on to the next slide, sorry, there's a couple animations in there. I'll just keep going. We allow you to choose how and where authentication happens. So wherever it makes sense, for your users in the context of your product, we get you in using all sorts of existing technologies and new technologies like Google sign-in, passkeys, that sort of thing, and just do it like in the context of your existing product. On the next slide, one of the problems that we've seen is that between 60 and 95% of users drop off during the sign-up flow, and Round's goal is to really improve that. We've already seen that improve greatly, in some cases even doubling the sign-up rate with some of our customers. So let's talk a little bit on the next slide about what we're doing with NEAR. Again, apologies for the animations. I pulled this from another deck. Yeah, just click through there. Keep going. So we're really our goal is to make sign-in frictionless for Web3 and just get anyone, regardless of how much they know about Web3, on board as quickly as possible. Next slide. So first of all, we want to just make it easy for average people to get into the Web3 ecosystem, no matter what they know about Web3 or how familiar they are, and just be able to take advantage of a lot of the capabilities of Web3. And so we start that by using existing Web 2 technologies, like some of the existing sign-in technologies. And then behind the scenes, we can create NEAR wallets automatically, or NEAR accounts automatically, implicit accounts. We can give users tools to convert those implicit accounts into named accounts without even needing to understand exactly what the NEAR ecosystem is. And then, of course, as our partners, who are building with this technology, putting the Round SDK into their mobile apps or web apps or wherever they happen to be implementing it, they're able to use all the NEAR tools and introduce users into these different concepts. And our goal is really to make this plug and play. So you don't have to spend a lot of time understanding exactly how to get people into the NEAR ecosystem, into Web3. You can really just plug in Round, get users authenticated, get their accounts created, and start doing things immediately, like dropping NFTs into their wallets and things like that. And we can even do things like auto funding accounts as they're initially created, and from either a pool of NEAR that you already have, or from we can even convert on our end fiat into NEAR and fund those accounts that way as well. Next slide. We want to give just the average person control of their accounts and data. So when we create these implicit accounts, we securely and encryptedly and store the account keys in the KMS on behalf of the user. But then we also recognize that as Web3 continues to grow and mature, users are going to become more and more comfortable and familiar with what's going on. And so we allow them to self-custody that data and those keys at any point in time. Or if they already have a NEAR wallet and they already kind of understand more about what the NEAR ecosystem is, they can even bring those personal wallets into the platform, and then we'll connect those back to the partners that we're working with, the businesses that have implemented Round, so that they can continue staying connected to those particular wallets and accounts. Next slide. We really just want to make onboarding even cheaper and faster. Right now, it takes some amount of NEAR, right, to set up the account, but we're working, even as I speak, we're working on integrations with KeyPalm to just make it easier to get going, to make it cheaper, to get those accounts created, to drop NFTs in there, so on and so forth. And we're also exploring things like the meta transaction layer, and integration of things like fast auth and some of the innovations that are really coming up here in the NEAR ecosystem, just make this even faster without a lot of lift from developers. They can just continue using the Round SDK, the Round ecosystem, the Round platform, and just get the advantages that are brought by these additional innovations. Finally, Round offers a bunch of features, just across all of just different ways to get accounts, get users signed in to your platform or your system. And we're really excited to just continue innovating with the NEAR team and with the NEAR ecosystem on improving this flow. So that's Round. Thanks everyone. Thanks very much, everyone.
Thanks, Matt. Hi, everyone. I'm Maggie, part of the NEAR Foundation BD side. And I want to introduce everyone to a super exciting project called Knack, where we recently onboarded with NEAR protocol. So this Knack is actually sitting at the intersection of creator economy and also Web3. As everyone knows, with the rising of the creator economy, many creators that are seeking to elevate their brands, discovering new stream of revenues, or connecting with fans on a deeper level, to they can utilize the blockchain to helping them to achieve different goals on here. So we're super excited to introduce Knack as one of the first projects on NEAR protocol to facilitate the creator economy in Web3. And I'll pass the floor to Michael and Dan to give everyone more introduction from their side.
Hey guys, nice to meet you all. This is Michael and Dan. We're the co-founders of Knack. Like Maggie mentioned, we're building a loyalty platform for the creator economy. So we're really trying to bring the gap between Web 2 into Web 3 for fans and creators and brands. So the idea here is to basically build a browser extension on top of Google Chrome and other types of formidable browsers to essentially capture user activity and then reward them accordingly via engagement. If you can go to the next slide, we kind of talk a little bit more about our product. Like I said, we're building a very simple browser extension. Effectively, this doesn't disrupt normal user behavior across different social media platforms. And we're really trying to bring a gamified experience here, meaning we allow users to actively engage with their creators by also fostering community. And in return, we give them rewards in the form of gift cards, product services that they can redeem for via our platform token. And the product really just centralizes around YouTube in the beginning, meaning we target fans who are there on a daily basis to engage with their favorite creators and brands and channels, and they can basically start earning our tokens through the engagement process. And we believe this really creates a very, very appealing value proposition because not only does it drive more engagement, from the fan side, but it also helps creators monetize and boost their own brand exposure. At the same time, we're onboarding, at least 15 to 20 brands at the moment to kind of partner with us and provide gift cards, products, and services on top of our extension. So we're able to actually use our tokens to redeem for those gift cards and services. And brands can also, drop affiliate links. We can actually do drop shipping as well. And we can also offer advertisement spaces for brands, and we get a cut of that ad revenue share. Go to the next slide. We can talk a little bit more about our platform token.
Thanks, Michael. So like Michael mentioned, the Knack token is what's going to go and power the entire platform. It will be an NEP 141 token, so running natively on the L1. And this will be what the users earn and what they redeem for all the experiences, goods, and services that are inside our platform. And I'm really excited to highlight the key things here that we've done to go and really improve on what we've seen on like the other attempts in this social fi token space. The three things to highlight are the scalability, the accessibility, and the liquidity, which we think were key roadblocks in the previous attempts that we believe we have alleviated. In terms of scalability, if you look at the creator economy, right, there's over 2 million professionals alone. And so if you were to go and try and make one for every single person, that is something that even no exchange is handling right now. I think the most number of markets is around like 2,700 on Gate. And so millions of markets is not scalable. This directly leads to accessibility for the user, right? So when a user is trying to go and focus on engagement, focus on what they love about their favorite creator, you don't want them to have an exchange-like experience where it's very confusing. And then ultimately this leads to liquidity, because by aggregating all of the user's activity and every creator into one single platform token, we make it so that users can be really familiar with what's going on. All the liquidity is aggregated into one place, so anyone can go in and out, super simple, and they don't have to deal with any slippage, any of these kind of more trader-focused terms that would be very distracting. And we'll go to the next slide.
So this is kind of our high-level overview of our roadmap. We have the extension built out, right, and we have a current partnership with YouTube, so we have access to all their API data, so we're able to track kind of user activity as fans start to engage with their creators that they follow on YouTube. So the plan here is we've signed with 2 major talent agencies who've given us access to 65 different creators who want to partner with us. They have about over 100 million in terms of following across all their platforms, platforms being TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch. So, and then we're opening more applications to new creators at the moment, and we've seen a lot of inbound interest as well. So the plan would be to integrate with YouTube, start the official rollout process by the end of the summer, and eventually move on to Twitch. And then the goal for next year is we're hoping to also offer a white label service for a B2B service provider for brands. So we've spoken to a handful of companies, including large consumer businesses like Shake Shack, who expressed interest on working with us. So we're hoping to basically build a white label loyalty platform for them, and then at the same time focus on the B2C side as well. So that's kind of the high level roadmap at the moment. So we're really excited to work with NEAR. Really appreciate all the support you guys have given us. I know you guys are really big onto the creator economy and helping bridge Web 2 into Web 3. So we feel like there's a lot of alignment here between us and the NEAR protocol. So really excited to see where things take off.
Thank you, team. Let me introduce everyone to Mintbase. So Mintbase is an innovative marketplace built on the NEAR protocol that enables faster and affordable market entry for brands, developers, and creators through their smart contract and developer tooling. They recently integrated payment services like Stripe and USDC into their platform to enhance the overall user experience. And Mintbase also happens to be one of the top contributors of BOS components in the NEAR ecosystem. So without any delay, let's hear from the founders, Caroline and Nate, what's cooking recently in the Mintbase kitchen. Over to you, Caroline.
Thank you so much, Vikas, for your introduction. I would like to invite you all for our Mintbase Grants Demo Day on the 28th of June in Lisbon, in Portugal, in our office or online. So for those of you who don't know, Mintbase is an NFT infrastructure tool on NEAR. So the background of our Mintbase grants demo grants is that last year we received grants from the NEAR Foundation to issue to projects to build on NEAR and on Mintbase tooling. So it is actually one of the most transparent programs out there. It's all publicly available on GitHub, so everybody can see how many people, how many projects applied, who got funded for what. And we in total had over 100 applications, and in the end we funded 17 projects. And I'm sure you know many of them as well. So we funded Rocketo, NameSky, Island, Nifty Rent, and also an beverage tokenization project here in Portugal called O Beneficio. So for the grants demo day, you can expect to see what other people in the ecosystem are building. You can connect with 17 funded projects, and you can discover over 35 open source tools that are also focused on BOS, and Horizon will be present as well. So it will be a really interesting event. So please come and join, either online or here in Lisbon. So just scan the QR code, and I hope to see you there. Now over to Nate.
Marcus, can we allow Nate to share his screen? Yeah, thank you.
Hello, I will be super quick. So really quickly, what we've been kind of messing around with lately in the space is artificial intelligence has kind of been a big thing, right? So everyone's kind of excited. I've heard a lot about it. So we've basically kind of put our heads down and figure out, okay, how can we handle this massive onboarding issue? So Microchip gets most of the credit, but basically we mushed meta transactions with ChatGPT and created 2 plugins, and I'm super excited to see where this heads. So essentially we're able to create an implicit account from a ChatGPT OAuth connection. So someone without NEAR can create an account, and from there we can actually start funding all of their transactions on it. So obviously I think this opens the door for a gazillion things. If we look at sort of the old way, here's a GraphQL query to get all the tokens from something. You need this really complex system on the left. On the right, we have just a simple, give me all the tokens owned by Nate.testnet. So really what you're doing is you're taking really complex data sets and you're dumbing it down to really simple stuff. So with Mintbase search, which you'll probably be able to install on ChatGPT 4 next week, you're going to be able to not only read all of our data on NEAR, which is every single mint or anything that's happening, whether it's on Mintbase or your own contract, but you're actually going to be able to make transactions from that feedback. So now send this token to yeeter.testnet. So give me information, based on the information, send it to someone else. So we created this little guy that basically literally created this image from this one single command that says, get an image of a dog and mint it on beer chain contract, which is crazy, the amount of stuff that we can do from here. So we can, I'll put this link in the chat. You can actually see a full conversation of what we did. Let's see if it loads. I'll put it in the chat, but essentially get an image of a dog, what's my account, transfer tokens, and all sorts of other just crazy stuff. So where this opens the door later is eventually you could say, I won't even go into all that. I'm just going to stop since we only have so much time. So really cool stuff. We'll see where it heads. Thanks.
Hi, everyone. NEAR Foundation marketing team is here with an event update. Next slide, please. NEAR is coming to Collision on June 26th, 29th to Toronto, Canada. The event is less than 2 weeks away, and we have curated a few ways NEAR will be represented in one of the largest Web2 conferences in North America. Illia will have a fireside chat with an investor, Elad Gil, on the crypto stage on Tuesday, June 27th at 2:05 p.m. 3 masterclasses are scheduled through June 27th, 28th in Binfield Center, presented by Illia, MJ from Proximity Labs, and VC's panel discussion led by the Horizon team and Laura Cunningham. If you are in town earlier, make sure to check out ETH Waterloo and ETH Global Hackathon hosted in Waterloo on June 23rd, 25th for in-person participants only. Illia is the confirmed speaker there. Kendall Cole of Proximity Labs will run a workshop, and we have 10K in bounties. Check out their website, come and hack. Last but not least, during the Collision Week, NEAR Horizon team will host a pitch and networking event on June 27th at the Brazen Head Irish Pub from 6 to 9 p.m. The event is almost sold out. Check out the link RSVP and come meet and network with NEAR community. Check out near.org/collision for all the updates with NEAR in Toronto. Thank you, and over to you, Kiana.
Thank you, Olga. So now jumping into NEAR at ETHCC, NEAR is heading to Paris this year, and we're hosting a 2-day side event featuring panels, workshops, co-working spaces, happy hours, and more. Those 2 days will be the 16th and the 17th of July, and the venue is going to be on a beautiful museum grounds, about a 10-minute walk away from the larger ETHCC conference. We will have an indoor and outdoor area, so it'll be a nice garden oasis feel in a very hot July in Paris. So our go-to-market, we went live yesterday and our page is now up. So please head to near.org/ETHCC. If you are going to be in Paris, be sure to RSVP. Like I said, we shipped yesterday and the RSVPs are already flying out through the door, and we do have limited capacity. So if you will be in town, make sure to get your tickets as soon as possible. In terms of structure, day 1 will be more of a technical focus, and day 2 will be focused more on founders and backers. We'll have awesome sessions with people from Pantera, Bain Capital, Proximity, and more. So if you are in Paris, definitely come by. We'd love to have you. Next slide, please. Okay, the NEARCON update, big update for everyone. The NEARCON 2023 website and ticket sales go live tomorrow. So remember this date, June 15th at 11 a.m. Eastern time. You can head to nearcon.org and you can see everything about NEARCON this year and secure your tickets. So in terms of ticketing, we have an early bird price that's $79. That'll be available until July 1st. After July 1st, tickets go up $20. And that will be the price that remains all until November. In terms of payment options, we have fiat, you can pay with credit card, and you can also pay with NEAR. The wallets that are enabled are listed here. I wanted to give a really big shout out to Petar, Benji, Jake, Michael Coburn, and the entire Verican team for bringing this to life. Everything is built on BOS, and we partnered with Verican because they are an ecosystem project for this first phase of payment on REMS. So we're very excited and just wanted to give that shout out to the team because it is very well deserved. In terms of applications, we have speaker applications that are open until July 31st. If you are selected, you'll be notified by August 15th. So keep a lookout for those comms. And then in terms of hackathon applications, that will be live tomorrow along with the website. You'll be able to access that on, as I mentioned, nearcon.org. And then just wanted to plug the sponsorship prospectus that will also be ready tomorrow. We have very robust offerings this year, different tiers, varying options. So if you are interested in sponsoring or know anyone who is, the events team is always open for these conversations. And now over to Riley for a NEAR APAC update.
Thank you, Kiana. And hello, everyone. I'm Riley, the leader of the NEAR Vietnam Hub, and I'm really excited to announce to the people about the NEAR APAC. So this is the NEARCON in APAC, and also the first NEAR ecosystem conference in APAC region, and it will continuous event series from June to September. The conference will scale up to 8,000 participants for the event with a lot of activities like hackathon, Web3 dating, Web3 career festival, and also we have the booth exhibition as well. So don't miss the chance to branding your project through the variety of the channel and also attract the APAC user via the event in APAC. And in terms of application at the moment, we also open to call for the speaker. So please visit the website NEAR APAC to submit for the application form. We will review it. And if selected, the announcement will go out by 1st of August. And at the moment, we also go to the market and sell out for the early bird ticket. So first 1,000 people claim the NFT tickets will get the free NFT ticket, free VIP ticket class with the price is $99. And already over 600 tickets sold out. So don't miss the chance for the free ticket. And next slide, please. And also beside together with the NEAR APAC, we also are hosting the hackathon. So this hackathon we named the Hackfest with the idea of unlimited hacker. So the hackathon will have the series of events. We also have a lot of bootcamps for the developer with variety of the programming language. So we have the bootcamp on gross language, JavaScript, Move, and ZK with the us to attract the developer from all of the other blockchain ecosystem. And then we will have the BOS bootcamp to let them know how to build the component and also build to how to build some of the decentralized front end on BOS. And we also have some of the university tool to attract for the IT student to have some of the simple developer tool on the BOS. At the moment, we are calling out for the judge and also the partner together with us to join on the Web3 Hackfest. So please visit the website of the Web3 Hackfest for more information. It's really interesting to sharing with you and like looking forward to see all of you in Vietnam this year. Okay, thank you.
Thank you all. Apologies for being a few minutes over. Talk to y'all soon. Thank you.
Thanks.